Oh, party people in the place to be. What is going on? It's me. It's motherfucking me. What kind of month has it been? Edition of Said Party People. I never meant to leave you. I never meant to make you wait. So tonight I'm cleaning out my Facebook. One more time. Yes, cleaning out my Facebook. The rage is still inside me. You understand what I'm saying? I got just the pissed off. The highest of pistivity is where I'm at right now. And what? First of all, before we get too far into that, I want to show you something here. This is from Trapzilla himself. If you go to his latest Loot Crate Nerd Box unboxing, this was one of the things in there, and he gave it to little old me. Knowing how big and original Ghostbusters fan I am, knowing how much I enjoy Ghostbusters, not helmed by Paul Figo, the fucking faggot Carpathian. He gave me this. It's nice. It's really nice. I like it. It's probably gonna stay in the box. I don't know. I might go a little frisky and play with it. Although he would hate that. He keeps all his shit in boxes. I play with my fucking toys. Anyway, party people, you're in the place to be. Yeah. You see, what better place for me to get my rage out, my frustration, than at brother the right reverend Creflo, take your dollar. Yes. This came onto my Facebook page via somebody, I don't know who, and if I find out, I will thank them. But it's linked to Jordan Maxwell Jr. I don't know who that is, but he uploaded a new video. Man, sit your ass down. This foolishness is a perfect example of pulpit pimping. We're dealing with the genocide of black and brown bodies all across the globe, but you want to take your ass to Mars and teach aliens about Jesus. Just listen to the congregation agreeing with them, shake my head. I know some of them don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, and they're sitting up there clapping instead of confronting him about real shit. Why would you finance a plane for him to travel anywhere to help others when his own people are starved and in need of help? I'm shocked the God he preaches about didn't strike his ass right then and there for his blasphemy. See, that's the difference. The God I preach about, Aaron Sorkin, would never do something like that. He's a merciful God. Regran from Snigs, whatever. I wish I could make this foolishness up. And I am Creflo Dollar thinks Martians need religious order or institutional white supremacy. He said $1 billion to go to Mars to tell aliens about Jesus. Must I clown this any further? Your turn, LOL. Let's talk about Mars. Let's take a look. Video starts right now.
Do you think a $65 million plane was too much? If they discover that there's life on Mars, they gonna need to hear the gospel, and I'm gonna have to believe God for $1 billion space shuttle because we got to preach the gospel on Mars.
We're gonna play that one more time for people when it starts right now.
Do you think a $65 million plane was too much? If they discover that there's life on Mars, they gonna need to hear the gospel, and I'm gonna have to believe God for $1 billion space shuttle because we got to preach the gospel on Mars.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't. Cause there's just so much to unpack about this. There's just, it's 15 seconds, but it's just so much to unpack. Alright, let's start at the start and take it away. For those of you, my party people who is unaware of the Creflo take a or 3 or 10 or $100 controversy. It revolves round, you see, all right, Reverend there. Creflo $8 now, asking his congregation in Kickstarter $65 million for personal jet to preach the gospel around the world. It would appear that his private jet wasn't enough for him to preach the gospel, you understand? So he needed a new one. And rather than save his penance, rather than save his 10% that he preaches his congregation should give to him, I mean the Lord, rather than take the money that doesn't go to taxes, even though clearly he's a what you call private business, he begged for more. And that's when the internet got involved and called bullshit on his bullshit. Now, preachers, I used to go to church. Preachers will talk about we'll talk about shit that's going on in the congregation, shit that's even going on with them on the pulpit sometimes if everybody, like if there's zero hiding it. And they'll joke about it sometimes. They'll come out and they'll talk flat out about it. One preacher actually told me that a lot of times what happens is preachers in pulpits, especially when they're talking about, when they're seriously bringing up a topic or whatever the topic is, a lot of times they're talking to themselves. They're preaching to themselves, really, because they're the ones that are dealing with said issues, whether it's infidelity, money, whatever. This motherfucker wants to talk about going to Mars, though. Listen, Rev, what is it? Good Love? Is it Rollo Good Love? Oh no, it's Creflo $8. Listen, Cref, you're full of shit. And I'm calling you out on being full of shit. Because here's in the description, these guys are talking about black congregation members clapping and laughing and hollering and hooting and probably doing their praise dances to this shit and everything like that. Which is true. Now, somebody talked about institutionalized slavery, I think near the bottom here. Or institutional white supremacy. Well, guess what? Party people, for those of you who don't know, one of the reasons why black people are so attached to their black churches is because they were told, they were given this religion by their white slave masters who brought us over on those ships that we didn't ask to be brought over on. It's a byproduct, and they used religion and the fear of hell to train up good little slaves. They used hell as a threat to slaves. And it's rolled 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 into what we see today. And so now, instead of white slave masters using it as a way to institutionalize us, as a way to hold us down, which it happened hundreds of years ago. If there is a white supremacy, if there is a white institutional racism of black people, they don't have to do anything more in that regard, because that groundwork had been laid and the button had been pressed centuries ago. So now you have motherfuckers like Creflo. You got, these house niggas who are doing the work for them. Listen, I'm not here to talk. I'm not here to try to convert anybody. Here's what I'm here to say. Think for yourself. All right? Think for yourself. you're willing to give this motherfucker $1 million houses. You're willing to allow these private institutions to not be taxed. And the reasoning behind it is because you say, oh, it's religious freedom and/or there's charity. Most churches that you talk about, especially in the black community, don't necessarily do a lot of charity work. How many times has Creflo $8 been on the side of his local road, his local freeway, picking up trash? How many aftercare centers? How many community centers did this nigga set up? How many town meetings when something happened? If a black man or woman got shot, or if there's gang violence in his community, how many times has he reached out to the cops? Has he reached out to the gangs? Has he reached out to the family? Not on some let me convert you to religious shit, but just on some here's a cake. I feel, if you have everyone to talk, just, say something. How many times has he done any of that? I don't know. Comment below and tell me. Comment below and tell me. Tell me the kind of charitable work he's done, huh? And no, I will not accept proselytizing. No, I will not accept it as his charitable work. I will not accept that as that's the charitable work he's done. I mean, how many times has he used the private plane that he already had to go to Africa and set up a school that wasn't all about religion, that was actually about education? How many condoms did he send to Africa? How many bundles of food did he send to Zimbabwe? How many bottles of water? How much time did he spend in Haiti after the earthquake, huh? Is he in Nepal right now? These are the questions motherfuckers need to ask for the people that they hold up as a moral center when they're asking for money. You gotta look beneath the surface, people. You really do. You can't just take shit on face value. You just can't. Because that's how motherfuckers like this get and stay rich. Lord have mercy.
Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch.